Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voicing for the currently rerunning Dossoles holiday side story in Arknights. And a quick little thing before we begin, because I think I forgot to mention it at any given point during the previous episode. In the description of this video and the previous one, and in the next one, you will find the links to the operator records for both the regular version of Shen and Shen Alter. One little thing I will, however, say is that the operator record for Shen Alter, however, is taking place after the conclusion of this story, as is usual with characters that get reintroduced with their own little side events and side stories. So if you want to first either read the rest of the story yourself, or listen to the rest of the story through this narration series that I'm doing, it would be my recommendation to have a bit more context to, well, characters, events, and stuff like that. Not to get literally spoiled at the end. But outside of that, considering this is part 2 and going onward, I will be doing the quick little recaps of the previous parts of these series. So if you want to skip ahead, the timestamp you can find in the comment section below, pinned comment by me. And while you're on your way down there, hit the like button. But regardless, outside of that, on the previous part, well, we saw our dear little female tourist C, as we've met her in Siesta at one given point in one given side story. Still in Siesta, suddenly receiving a invitation and letter from Lady Fumizuki, who is sending her to Dossoles on another holiday? But essentially she sends her there to either just enjoy herself or to represent Wei and Wu, in a sense. Kinda. But, unbeknownst to Shen herself, Fumizuki has also asked Lin Yusha to be the representative of Wei and Wu. And you can already see that, I mean, if you know the main story, you know that Fumizuki is a bit of a scheming little one, and I do enjoy her shenanigans in the background always. She does some cutesy little shit. I love it. But anyway, she sends also Lin Yusha, even though the Rat King is not the most pleased about that, but as the Rat King said, he would be going if Wei would be going, but Wei is not going because of certain things that he has to do in Lungmen, and yeah, so he doesn't want to go. He's a pouty little old man. But the two of them arrive in Dossoles. They suddenly meet. They are having a very synchronized reaction of "What the fuck are you doing here?" And the events just unfold from there. But essentially, the mayor of Dossoles, Candela Sanchez, introduces them to the city, drops a nice little bombshell of, and I remember that very clearly from the original run of this event when I read through this, my son going like, huh? When she just tells them, oh yeah, this lake is just repaired Iberian technology that she came across. I was like, huh? But yeah, anyway. Aside of that, she introduces to the city, to the current championships that are taking place there and why they're taking place. And she introduces them also that there might be a terrorist threat in the city. And that she would love for them, the two of them, to do some kind of investigation into the whole matter and see if they can find any clues and the perpetrators behind everything. They get given a guide in the form of Ernesto, or as we are gonna know him later as Operator Tequila. And he pretty much leads them through the city. They stumble into the event, into the one and only battle event, battle their way through that, emerge victorious, become the darlings of the city because of how diesel the two ladies are. And yeah, they're now part of the competition. Further after that, we move on to the first proper round of all things. They kick some ass. Lin goes around the block, finds finds one of the perpetrators apparently in the form of Rafaela, or again, as we're gonna know her later, as La Pluma. And they seem to be stashing away bombs throughout the residential district where they are taking place in the competition currently. Meanwhile, on the other end, as Shen is doing her hero stunts, saving Mizuki's ass apparently, she gets surrounded, Lim comes around the corner, saves her ass on top of everything, and Mizuki gives the two of them one of the gold bars he found. And yeah, and now we're in a intermission in between the two events before we continue into round 2 of stuff. So yeah, that would be it. So let's begin. Alright then, today's narration we are going to be beginning from the stage ST-2, we're going to continue then from DH4, 5, 6, and on 6 is where we're going to end. Like I said last time, this event is kind of very well paced with these scene-only stages, where I can just cut off right before it, so it makes very easy to tell how many parts I can do in one go. So yeah, anyway. Let us begin on DHST-2, also titled, like I just said, Intermission. To take a short break is to prepare oneself for the next high tide. The rat is in pursuit. And then the bird vanishes. She's gone, but she shouldn't have spotted me. Perhaps she's got training and keeps her anti-surveillance act up. Or is there some place around here she can sneak into without anyone noticing? Oh well, I'll go look for Hugh Shee first. So much yellow, my eyes. Or is it more orange? Whatever. First things first, let's look at which teams made it. A total of 15 teams entered the first round of this competition. The Lung-Raf is definitely this competition's hottest team. Team Greyfeather, Team Pacerman, Team Honeysummer, Team Business Corporation Call 5453-46235. That is one hell of a way to advertise your company. Just call yourself by what you're doing and slap a phone number on it. Nice work out there, DDD. Sorry you had to take on such an unfamiliar job. No prob, I'm used to tooting the big shots horns. I thought I wouldn't be cut out for this, but it turns out it's basically just like DJing. It's just one uses music to get the crowd pumped up, while the other uses words. It's great that you think that way. If you don't want to do it though, I'll do everything I can to turn the job down. I gotta say, I'm really just going along for the ride. I did kind of think I said some stuff I probably wouldn't have said before, though. That was close. But I really gotta say, you saw how the Team Lung-Raf did. Those two chicks on the team were amazing. Oh, I agree. Just watching the two of them was enough to really give me that creative itch. Makes me want to write a song for them, you know? And knowing I can keep watching them fight in the VIP section motivates me to stick with this job too. That's great to hear. Missy, I don't get it. The competition's over, and only now are you excited. You've been strolling all around the streets for the past few days, but it doesn't really look like that's all you're doing either. Is there something out there that piques your interest? I'm taking a stroll around, alright, but I do have another reason. What is it? I want to get to know this city. How come? You see, Bolivar is right up out there past the city's borders, a country under 3 different governments. The Senior's government that's propped up by Lithuanian, the coalition government supported by Colombia, and the true Bolivarians that sprang up to oppose those 2 governments. I'm sure clashes between those 3 governments, big and small, are happening all across the country while we're just sitting here. And the city doesn't look like any of the other Bolivarian cities that we stopped at on our way here. You can't say this one's just prosperous, even though I've never seen a place so extravagant, so totally dedicated to leisure. Don't you think it's strange that a city like this popped up in Bolivar? Well, I do think it's strange, but this isn't Lungmen, and I can't be bothered to look into it. You know everything, but if it's got nothing to do with Lungmen or Shen, you never seem to care. It's a force of habit. Go on, Missy. You've got an idea or something, don't you? If this city was dark and gloomy, then I certainly wouldn't have felt anything off about it. On the contrary, though, it's so full of energy here that it's irritating. If every city out there had a heart, then Lungmen's would probably be a lively one, and its blood would be healthy and vivid red, always getting pumped to the heart to keep it going. But Dossoles' heart is way too shady. It keeps on pumping in dirty black blood, but it doesn't hurt. In fact, it's somehow beating even stronger than our healthy Lungmen. And that makes the place seem like it's got more pep than Lungmen. And that's not even go into how Lungmen very rarely finds itself held back by any external forces. This city is in Bolivar, where the political situation couldn't be more messed up. Don't you think that's strange? Oh, that's a good analogy. Really makes it easy to understand. So you're curious why the city is like this, even when it shouldn't be. This city tolerates crime, encourages gambling, and you've got the most voluptuous, spendthrifty kinds here. Each and every day someone hits it big, while some other poor sod goes bankrupt. This creates the illusion that this city's main source of income are its tourism and entertainment industries. They attract visitors and squeeze the money out of them. An entertainment industry by itself can't support all of a city's operations, however. That's why the city leaves its entertainment industry and even crime on the streets unchecked, attracting all kinds of sketchy people. And that gives the city its false, unstable prosperity. There's an explanation. But is that really how things are? Missy, I kind of think you're overreacting a little. What did you just say? It makes sense though. For a pampered lady like you, the way the city works is uncommon and barbaric. But it's all pretty near dear to me. I'm sure you know that Higashi isn't in a much better shape than Bolivar. In Higashi, even when there's a full-scale war outside, the elites holed up inside couldn't care less. Fundamentally, the city isn't all that different from those cities I know. Oh, but now that you mention it, it's true that you can't run a city on entertainment and tourism alone. There aren't any cities like that in Higashi either. So I guess you should tell me more, Missy, about your discovery. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Oh, come on, Missy. It's all my bad, okay? Waiter, 1 raspado de verano, please. For the lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Missy, don't be mad. Cool off with some shaved ice, okay? Do you remember what happened when we came to the city? Didn't we walk right in as soon as you flashed your card? That's me being well prepared. Lungmen has a trade agreement with Dossoles, so I could come right in with just my card. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the other people that were there. Oh, I remember seeing a few pretty nervous guys trying to get inside. The guards asked them a few questions, but let them through right after. The guards were pretty friendly too. They even gave them directions. Do you remember seeing a lot of factories outside the city center? Yes, I did. Bingo. Oh, I get it. The political situation is ever-changing in Bolivar, so it's dangerous to rely on trade for daily necessities. So the city had to take fate into its own hands. And those poor folks are factory workers. That's right. I asked around at the bar the last couple days. The factories here apparently pay really well. That's why a lot of people take around arduous journeys to come to work here. And if they manage to get a good foothold here, that's going to make them a small fortune compared to outside. Right. It may not make them as much as fighting for the Coalition or Xenias, but working here is much safer. I'm not sure which is safer between getting bludgeoned to death in a back alley or dying on the battlefield. Stop interrupting. After that, I looked up some old news articles. The city may be known all over Bolivar for its entertainment industry, but its wine, coffee and sugar are the finest in the country too. All the Bolivarian elites, whether they are from the Coalition, Xenias or true Bolivarians, are buying them up. And even outside, I've seen lots of Bolivarian tequila and coffee back home. I don't remember the exact place they were produced, but I've definitely seen these factories' brands before. The guards are well equipped and full of energy. And otherwise, aside from its entertainment and tourism sectors, the city also has a firm grip over a luxury goods industry that no one can ignore. I get what you mean now. The city may seem chaotic on the surface, but it's actually very stable deep down. It's 100% capable of becoming a proper methodical city like Lungmen. Now this is really starting to pique my interest. And here you said I was overreacting. I beg your forgiveness, milady. Your insight is unparalleled. A lowly errand girl like me cannot dare to compare. That's some glib tongue you got. Really though, Missy, speaking from experience, the answer you seek is actually very simple. No matter what, those who stand on top will never tolerate a variable out of their control. If this city is managing to keep his disappearance up, then that must mean that, to its ruler, what we think is chaotic here is hardly worth betting an eye over. In other words, the city has a powerful, crazed mastermind. That's my conclusion as well. The mayor is named Candela Sanchez. My family participates in some of the business dealings between Lungmen and Dossoles, but I've never truly understood her or her city until now. I'm curious just what kind of person she is to shape her city this way. You could talk to her directly. Just tell her who you are. She'll most definitely see you. I'll pass. You can fool others with words, but not with the outcomes of your actions. Let's go. We still have a lot of places to visit. I want to take a look at the factories in the countryside. Let's hurry.
Ma'am, you're a spotto.
Hey, wait, Missy. Your eyes just got here. What do I do with this girl? Sometimes she's just like Shen, always so impatient. Fine, I'll eat it myself. Hey, Missy, wait up. Green hair and a horn. Is that Hoshiguma? What are you looking at? Nothing, just thought I saw an old friend. From Lungmen? Where? That's too many people. There's too many people. She was gone after I looked away for just a second. It's okay, there's no way she'd be here. My eyes are probably playing tricks on me. And what about you? You asked to meet here, and you're late. I took a detour. Let's go in first. This isn't that bar you trashed the other day, right? It's my turf now. Come on.
It's my turf now. I kicked the shit out of it, it's mine. Hey, boss, what brings you here?
Make sure no one comes near us. We'll be talking alone.
Understood.
A whiskey.
That's my kind of girl, whiskey. Meanwhile, this soda water drinking one.
Just soda water for me.
Right away.
Go ahead. What is it? I doubt you ever invite me out just for drinks. I tailed a team during the match. They were going all around the residential district setting up bombs. And judging from their conversation, there were probably at least 3 or 4 teams doing the same. Didn't you just say... Oh, so you suspect Ernesto. You don't? Well, I see where you're coming from. That's no small operation, and news of it wouldn't have gotten to Lady Candela if it had been just a single smuggling operation. Someone is definitely manipulating the information somewhere down the line. Ernesto's fairly suspicious, but even if he's in the clear, there's definitely somebody else. I can't get to the bottom of everything just by myself, though I do have one of the bombs right here in my pocket, at the very least. Want to give it a squeeze? I'll pass. Which team? Greyfeather. Them, huh? Didn't expect that. It wouldn't have occurred to me either. Which means they're definitely up to something, and they have a well-organized plan. And since they've got explosives, that's definitely no normal plan. What are you going to do? I think we should talk to Lady Candela first. Are you sure? What do you mean? I'm sure you've noticed what they are propping up the city's colorful appearance with, Hushi. And Lady Candela, the mayor of the city, is allowing all of this to happen under her nose. Does a city like this or someone like her really deserve your help? I'm going to fight you again if you tell me you'll let those guys set up bombs just because of that. Quite the opposite. I don't really care that much about what this city is like or what's going to happen to it. I'm here to represent Chief Wei. What I care about is Chief Wei's image. That's why I really don't have a choice. I have to complete Lady Candela's request. But what about you? How do I know you're not standing up against me because of that overflowing sense of justice of yours?
All of a sudden, Shen lifts her head and stares straight into Lin Yusha's eyes.
What are you trying to say?
Lin Yusha isn't backing down either. She too is staring straight at Shen.
What I'm saying, Yushi, is that you should stop faking all those emotions you have for people you've never even met. You have no right to get involved with anything that has to do with the city, and you definitely have no right to blame me for anything.
A thunderous pop, that of a fist and a palm clashing together, rings through the quiet bar. Shen's fist is about an inch away from Lin Yusha's face, held firmly back only by Lin Yusha's palm. Their faces are still as water, leaving only their fierce stares to reveal their convictions. Standing not far away from them, the casino's boss sees a shapeless fire burning amidst their silence. The flame is raging and growing more intense by the second, as though it could engulf everything in their vicinity at any moment. Right away, he starts to work out how much he will spend renovating his casino, as well as which contractor in the neighborhood charges the least. The poor guy. However, contrary to his expectations, the flame does not erupt into a volcano of rage. After another brief moment of silence, Shen retracts her fist, and Lin Yusha lowers her hand.
This won't help you absolve yourself. And I'm not trying to absolve myself. One day I will make sure you pay for all that you've done. And how will you make me do that, Lungmen's Special Inspector Unit Chief Emeritus, Miss Shen Hu-Shi? With righteousness. Well, at least that has a slightly better ring to it than justice. If that day ever comes, I will be ready and accept my punishment. Anything else? That's it. You can do whatever you want to do, and I will do things my way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The fewer people know about this, the better. But we should at least let Lady Candela know, no matter how we go about this. Even if you tell her there isn't all that much she can do.
We still don't know what their objective is. Trying to scope them out or arrest them is going to startle them. Also, don't use your phone. I don't need you to tell me that. Oh, right, I forgot how much your cops love your wiretaps. You really want to fight, don't you? I haven't the interest. Well, you've made up your mind. Go talk to Lady Candela then. I've got better things to do. All right. I never thought the day would come for us to work together. Likewise.
Well, had to happen somehow.
You don't have a big enough fist, and what are you standing up straight like that for?
Shop's closed today.
I'd like a fishing rod.
Come in.
Hermano, can't you stop changing the password every day? It's a chore to get them down.
No. Rafaela, stop letting your guard down. Do you know how hard it was for me to disguise your mistake as some normal weapon smuggling? If Miss Candela manages to sniff us out, we're done for. If you're doing this, see it through.
Fine.
I'm not trying to yell at you, Rafaela. You're a klutz, but you do a decent job with everything you need to do. It's the idiots who don't know the gravity of all this. The city is full of entertainment, but if that's all the city has, there's no way it could have gotten such a foothold in Bolivar.
But you still called me a klutz.
But, my lovely sister, you are a klutz, no?
Actually, I got the feeling that I was being followed just now.
Really?
I'm not sure, but that's what it felt like.
I'll let everyone in the competitions know to be careful. Never mind, I guess that outside of the mission, these guys aren't all that different from the folks who live here. You wouldn't be able to get much out of them. Anyway, how did the mission go?
We got the bombs installed in the residential district.
Did anyone find you?
I ran into the purple-haired girl on your team about halfway through. I avoided a direct confrontation with her, like you told me.
And what did she do?
She didn't bother us.
She didn't come to me about it. I guess she really didn't notice. No, there's no guarantee that's the case. She's clearly mistrustful of me, even more so than Shen. It's possible that she found out but chose to hide it from me. And even if she found out, there's probably very little she could do. They don't want to work together, and I can't keep an eye on both of them at once. What a pain. It's me. Your orders? If the mayor starts investigating the competition area, let my father know right away. Understood. Guess this will do for now. I've taken a look at which teams made it through. Out of the 40 teams in the competition, 12 are on our side, and 9 of those made it through. It's more or less what I expected.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the blue-haired girl getting in the way, we probably could have taken down another team or two.
It was never all that reliable of a plan, luring out teams with pure gold out in the open and then taking them down, so there's really nothing to complain about with these results. We made it through the first round. All we have to do during the second round is get in the other team's way. After all, the second round's full of Miss Candela's underlings hiding in every corner to ambush anyone who tries to take a shortcut. It's not the right time to set up more bombs. And there's also this one guy hiding inside of a giant cone for some reason, going around the city, and every time someone comes near he pops out and yells, "Get it done!" But we don't know what the fuck is up with him. Can you tell I have been playing Ishin a lot? And the less teams at the end of the second round, the better. That's our goal in this round. You remember that, right?
Stop taking me for a dummy.
I'm just telling you again, just in case. Right, since you're here, I might as well tell you now. There's a change in plans.
What's wrong? Are those outsiders that tough? Yeah, they're probably a little too tough even.
Should we take them out?
No. First, we'd probably pay a dear price for that. And secondly, they are good people.
Good people?
That's right. Good people. If I'd known them longer, I'd even try to persuade them to join our cause.
Would they join us?
No idea. But it's not happening now. That's why I can only assume the old man will be in danger if they get close to him on the ship. We'll need to do all we can to stall them. But to get to the point, I probably won't be on the ship, so I'll probably try to work with you on land.
Will you need my help?
If it comes down to it, I will. That's why I'm telling you this now.
Okay.
Alright, let's move on to something less serious. That reminds me, Rafaela, you've lived in the city for a few years now. Do you know where the name Dossoles comes from?
I haven't really heard why, but I'm guessing it has to do with why they call this the City of Two Suns.
That's right. Now take another guess. Which two suns?
The one on the sky?
This one's too obvious. You can see it just by looking up.
And the second one is the one you see in the water?
Very good. I thought you wouldn't figure it out. The city's ocean completely engulfs the sun in the sky.
Papa told me about that before.
Now, do you know that the city was almost renamed Dossoles, the city of three suns?
Huh? 3 suns?
That's right. Now, what do you think the third sun is?
The third sun? Maybe the mayor?
That's one theory. Miss Candela is like the city's sun, and this city only exists because of her. That's not the right answer, though.
Huh? It's not?
The mayor is a prideful person, but she won't compare herself to the sun. Her pride is above even the sun. She wouldn't put herself on the same level as 2 other suns. She would say all 3 suns are hers.
Then what's the third sun?
The answer's simple. It's on your papa's boat.
He's your papa. He's my stepdad. Is it that pretty gold statue?
That's right. That's the city's third sun. Supposedly, it took everyone quite a while to persuade Miss Candela to not go there.
That sounds kinda lame.
Is there anything that isn't lame about the city?
It looks like you enjoy living here, though.
Do I look like I enjoy this place?
You don't? I kind of think you've been enjoying working for the mayor the last few years.
If that's the case, why would I help Father?
No idea. I've always thought you weren't going to.
Your intuition is so on point.
And here you just called me a klutz.
Anyway, let's get back to preparing for the match. Alright, and we continue on to stage DH-4, titled, and now I'm gonna probably say it in 3 different ways during this whole narration, but triathlon, and whatever the hell next I'm gonna come up with probably. All the languages in my head are fighting against each other for that single word. Anyway, says here, a game requires rules, yet what the audience most wishes for tends to be that which breaks the rules. So, let's go straight in. First, let's get a little music going. Alright, you've been waiting for 2 days and now we're on the brink of the championships round 2, the triathlon. Triathlon? The rules are simple as could be. First you run, then you ride, and finally you swim. Obstructing competitors, no problem. As long as one of your teammates finishes, you pass. Shortcuts are fair game, but careful of who's lying within the alleys.
They're not gonna roll over and let you through, especially that guy with the cone. Furthermore, if you reach the finish, but the cycling and swimming checkpoints never saw you, then that's not gonna count. In other words, contestants, nothing's stopping you from spinning around and diving in at the start line if you wanna be the laughingstock of the whole city. If you're someone who's got it made and you wanna hitch on a low altitude aircraft, sure. But if the audience doesn't like that, you might just get booted out of the votes. Further, as 15 teams directly passed round 1, along with one team being revived thanks to the audience voting, 16 teams in total made it out. Thus, 8 teams will pass round 2. That's the first 8 teams to make it who get the right to pass. Well, then, let's invite those 16 teams up onto the stage. What a beautiful sea. It really is. Looks like we wasted nothing coming to the city. How about we sit down right here then? We could also head back. I'm worried we'll be a nuisance to the others. Don't let it wait on you. The city doesn't seem to mind the infected too much. Though it's very plainly not because they're open-minded, but because they don't care. Besides, we have Susura with us. We'll be fine, right? Yes, well, I'm well aware of Fiala's condition. In my honest opinion, you should worry more about yourself than if you're troubling anyone else. You spend more time indoors than the average person, and that doesn't just have repercussions on your body, but your mental health as well. That's why I, as a doctor, endorse bringing you here, Fiala. Everyone should have the right to enjoy the sunshine. Absolutely. They ran into some trouble, but I heard over the screen that the doctor took a group on vacation somewhere. It's only right that Fiala and the rest of us get one too. No, I came voluntarily to carry out geological research, and if I hold up everyone else... Ah, come on now. Don't you worry so much. We came here on legitimate grounds too. Rhode Island wants to set up a branch office here, and we've never been able to get the mayor's approval. Amias had us come here as a liaison. So you just relax and enjoy the competition. Thanks. Oh, right. Where's Project Red? I don't think she's coming here. She went off alone somewhere. Fine, she's been like this forever. I'm used to it. Oh, look, they're up. Let's welcome Lung Raph. Maybe we should split up. The triathlon's extremely long. We'll lose contact fast if we all do our own thing. Save for any teams sending lone people off to obstruct others. It's principally as a joint effort. If you two have no opinions along the line, then I suggest we work together. No objections? That's acceptable, so long as you don't hinder me in a fight. And the very same to you. Who knew? I thought I was seeing things when I first saw her on TV, but Shen really is here too. On her vacation, I guess. After the competition's over, let's go and say hello to her. Okay. Brilliant. You two can watch. I'll go buy you some food. Stay right here and don't wander off, okay? All right. And that's your introduction to all 16 teams. Just like round 1, your audience-siders get the chance to place your bets here in Splash in even more competition joy. All spectators are invited to register your info on the government site, and you can make yourself a little extra cash. For specifics on how it'll work, refer to your government-issued competition guides. During round 2, you'll find our honored guest in a slightly different place. Mr. Punch is already headed for the cruise ship to prepare round 3, so we'll be talking with you via video feed. Alright, the contestants are all at the ready line. Let's have Lady Candela up for us to fire off the round 2 salute. You have fun, all you youngsters. I declare round 2 has officially begun. It looks like we're being watched again. Let's finish this quickly. And we are gonna go straight into the after battle story. They've been the target of collusion from the very start of the event, but Lungwrath have once again put on a marvelous breakthrough act. Mr. Pancho, you mentioned how this team was struggling to mash in round 1. What do you think of them now? Corporation troubles don't get resolved in one night. But obviously, those two know about the problem, so they clearly divided up their combat. This time, it's a lot more nimble than the fighting in round 1. Good to know. So does that mean their chances of victory has shut up? Still hard to say. The other contestants have their own the other contestants will have their own countermeasures. That's true. Trying to hold back Lungwrath normally has already proven ineffective. So let's hope the other competitors can show us some new tricks. Huh, they're right. And the moods between them's eased a bit too. Wonder if anything happened. So it comes from the Iberian period. No wonder. Missy, that's not the competition. What are you looking at? Information on this cruise ship. What's so interesting? Did you say Iberia? Yeah, the ship's actually a relic from the age of Iberia. I want to point out how interesting this line is. That the ship itself is a relic from Iberia. Thinking back about it now, when this originally released, this was way before the Stultifera Navis event released, and most Iberian stuff that we had to go on back then was either just Undertides or just scattered around information through a bunch of operators or their operator records. But now that Stultifera is out and the actual background knowledge of how Iberia got their hands on that high-tech level of technology, that's very interesting. So yeah, anyway, I can only recommend the Undertides and Stultifera side stories from this game. Very Lovecraftian, very weird tech, very crazy shit. You can find them on the channel. Anyway, continuing. That early? Actually, thinking about it, there is no other country that would have stuff like this. And Mayor Candela paid big money to buy it off the Iberians and for the tech to remodel it. And all this just to have the thing floating out on the city sea. I don't think there is another person across the whole world who do that. That sure is some level of luxury. Speaking of which, Missy, weren't you looking into this mayor the past 2 days? Any findings? Findings? They're still pretty basic so far. This Candela Sanchez, in some sense, is someone who can stand shoulder to shoulder with Chief Wei. She's that powerful? Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but they're both completely wrapped up in their cities, and both have a tight grip on their reins of government. As a member of the LGD, I would absolutely never say I admire someone who builds a city like this. But as a daughter of the Schweier family, I have to admit, a builder like that is a real tough customer. If you're saying the city's base is much more solid than it seems, then its superstructure is even crazier than it seems. Yes, as a little reminder, that entire giant lake that they call ocean, with a cruise ship in the middle, and a city on the side and mountain ranges around it, is sitting on a massive moving platform. Let that sink in. Agents of 3 governments come flooding into this city every day, and the news will sometimes report on disputes, even small-scale conflicts between them. But the thing is, nobody cares. They come here as an open secret, respect an unwritten code of conduct, and revel in the joy they could never have outside. Can you picture it? The first time the three sides clashed, Major Candela showed up for sure and used some method we could never imagine to talk them over. And after that, anyone who came to the city had to keep the rules, had to keep by the rules she set. But I just don't know what it was. Leverage? Or a political bargaining chip? Lady Candela has enough armed force on hand to defend the city, that's for sure. But beyond all of that, I feel like there's a really simple answer, Missy. Haven't you already realized? Realized what? Here's what it is. Alcohol, sugar, coffee, and entertainment. How could those things possibly...
Oh, very easily. Very easily, Schweier.
It's a time-old tale, Missy. The frugal convert of extravagance, but it's a nightmare to go to the other way. Forget old boys who've been spoiled rotten since childhood. You could even take me. If I suddenly lost something I was real used to and felt was real nice, I'd be struggling for sure. Not to mention, after losing it, I'd have to make with junk instead. Sometimes people's wills just bend like paper, and what Bolivar's like now really doesn't help. If you told me this place was full of people with firm wills, I wouldn't believe you. It can't have been that smooth at first, but as time went on, nobody could stand up to reject it all. All of this has become some sort of status quo. But I also acknowledge, for being able to decide straight from the start that this was how the city would come to manifest, this mayor really is phenomenally powerful. Powerful to the point that it's frightening.
Well, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and entertainment will give a person power. A lot.
There's a curve ahead. Do we take a shortcut? No need. According to the map, we get the most shortcuts on the cycling section. If someone's going to try something, it'll probably be around then.
Don't forget, Miss Candela has her underlings guarding the shortcuts. They're probably more dangerous than any dangerous terrorist. If the other side didn't make a move during round 1, I can only assume they'll be even more cautious during round 2. We'll see as things come.
Come to mention it, Missy, does this MC seem familiar to you? Now that you say it, it's like I really have seen them somewhere before. I feel like I've seen her somewhere too. She's DDD, you know? DDD? Oh, now I remember. She's that real famous DJ, right? I saw a poster once. What's she doing here as a presenter, huh? Wait, Sidoroka, what are you doing out here? Out on a mission? You could say that. It was a mission in Bolivar helping Ea Fiala with some geological research on the side. We heard there was a city here, and once we were all alone, we put in for a vacation here. How about you? Came with Shen? No, we came for a different reason. You seem pretty in the know. You a music girl too? Not really. A lot of operators are into her, and I've learned some things by osmosis. Right, you want to come over and sit with us? What do you say, Missy? Alright, I was getting a little bored of the competition anyway. Ea Fiala's here too? Yep, she's out here so we can get her to relax for once. Wow, then it's perfect. I've never met her before. I intend to give her a proper hello.
Alright, and we continue on to stage DH-5, titled Winding Path to Victory. Some take shortcuts for the sake of victory, while others have no choice but to do so. So, let's begin.
As we follow the event's progress, the leading teams have already passed the cycling checkpoint, and it's now that we are seeing a change in contest. After the mighty and powerful Lungraf of round 1 passed the cycling checkpoint and got to riding, another teams immediately began to personally deal with them. And moreover, they seem to have changed strategies this time. Lady Candela, can we invite you to explain to everyone, please?
Isn't it clear? This bunch know that even attacking all at once doesn't ensure they're an opponent to the team. So they've elected to stall them out, and not to overpower them. Tactics like that put you up very close to those two in the foot race, but plenty of moves get tricky to pull when you're on a vehicle. So here in the cycling segment is where they're opting to do it. It goes without saying, the results aren't bad.
Without a doubt. They've gotten just close enough to Lungrath without moving up to attack. It's been trick after trick to harass them, giving them no way to comfortably pick up the pace. We can see just how far behind the leading team Lungrath is. They're stuck with a handicap on their bikes, and getting off means falling behind. Lungrath faces their biggest crisis in the competition yet.
They're not trying to defeat us, just stall us.
What's the plan? We're hard pressed for tri-combat cycling. We'll be completely held up at this rate. Lin, Yusha, and Lin and Shen here from here on talking in hushed voices between each other.
It seems someone wants us to take a shortcut. I'm on the same page. Go for it.
Lungrath have chosen to charge straight through an alley to shake the other teams off them. But just as we saw on another stage, our city's crack troops wait in the alleys. Though I'd love to cover the other teams too, Lungrath has completely captured our attention. Have they brought on their own doom, or will they survive the odds? We're going to find out. This way. This is a pretty quiet alley, so I reckon nobody... Careful. The moment Ernesto turns back to look, a crossbow bolt flies out at him from a corner, but is cut down by a chop from Lin Yusha. Leave this to me and hurry. As Ernesto talks, he throws a key to Shen. Ernesto talking in a hushed voice to Shen. Hold on to this key. There's an arms store of mine over there. It should be there the moment you head out. There's a back door in the basement, leading to an underground passage. It'll be way faster along that way. I'll hold them off here. Go on ahead.
Will you be fine by yourself?
As long as one of us makes it to the end, that's our win. Go!
Alright. We break out of here.
And we go straight into the after story. What now? Lungrath have hit a government-issued ambush blockade. In all the frenzy, Ernesto decided to take up the rear, and the two heroines have caught his key and left to press forward. Ernesto's combat strength might be as impressive, but with this many enemies, his defeat could be a matter of time anyway. But as for the heroines, they've broken out of the entrapment, but ambushes still lie ahead. Can they really get away without a hitch? Oh, they opened a door on the street and rushed inside. This door
is one of Ernesto's.
So that's their game. Looks like the key Ernesto left for them was for sheltering in a shop of his. But is this truly going to work out? Hold on, director, switch cameras. Alright, that's the real game. From another angle, it all makes sense. This door has a back door. And we can see there's a passage from that door through the main street, and it hasn't been discovered by any other team's interference. Is this Lungrath's chance, or is it... The words are still on DDD's lips when, there on the screen, the sound of a tremendous explosion comes from Ernesto's arms store. What in the world is going on here? Lady Candela, is that an obstacle you installed as well?
If it was, it wouldn't be as basic as blowing up this one single shop.
Could it be that another team knew Ernesto had this up his sleeve and laid a trap? If so, then we can say Lungrav has been completely and utterly outdone. Lungrav, is this what buries you? Wow, Miss Shen and Miss Lin will be okay, won't they? Relax, they've both been around the block. A little explosion like that's not gonna get them. That said, this competition's no stranger to dirty play. This one's a little too targeted. Wonder if Shen's got beef with someone here.
Yeah, like the whole city, maybe. What the hell's with this guy? I can't even hit him.
I think that's when the way Miss Shen's bunch went. Let's go take a look and see.
Mizuki to the rescue.
Hyushi, are you dead?
Oh god, what does that remind me of? What was that? What was that freaking joke from Are You Dead Yet? God, I can't remember right now. Anyway, sorry.
Like that would kill me. You're alive. Good. Your bike? Gone. Yours? Perfectly fine. It seems our opposition didn't want us dead and buried either. But, as luck would have it, the exit is blocked. Well, good for luck. Your view? We find a way out. What else? What I'm asking is, who did it? Looks like our intuition was on the mark. Right. Ernesto couldn't hold it in, I'm guessing. But didn't you think it's odd? If I were him, this isn't how I'd do it. Only one at the end of his rope would use such self-destructive means. Maybe it wasn't actually him. Impossible. Maybe he wants us to think he's desperate.
Lin Yusha raises her eyebrows and leaves it be.
Right. Have you told Lady Candela about the matter?
Of course.
How did she respond?
Flashback.
You won't do anything, will you? That's right, my girl. You're a smart one. You should be able to figure it out. If I send someone to inspect the bombs now, wouldn't that just be telling the mastermind I've noticed their schemes? I understand. No matter, Shen. You and Lin have done very well already. To be frank, at the start I had no expectations you'd find anything at all. And you don't seem to care. Of course, my girl. And you needn't worry about this too much. I've seen you and Lin put on a very good show in the championship. Why not forget all this and try your very hardest for number 1? You'll put a smile on Wei and Wu's face. We'll take it into consideration. You can probably imagine it. Easily. Now, how do we get out? I heard a certain special inspection unit chief could dice apart a whole building in her rage. Mind showing me firsthand? Not every building's so sliceable. This one's clearly built from exceptionally sturdy stuff. Can you use your sand ability to transport things? I'm not my dad. A blockage of this level with my ability would need some time. Then I'll have a go. No need, I have another method. What is it? Can you guess what this is? A bomb? Do you remember the bomb from the first round? There was no way Lady Candela could conduct a wide search, but I had a few of the boys here dress up as thieves and enter the neighborhood to steal as many as they could. Thieves? Thieves. So long as they gave the guards a bribe and didn't make too much noise inside, no one would care about them. Lin Yusha. What? You might be unlike, but I have always deeply respected you and Mr. Lin. The slums couldn't go on without you. I know that much. And
Don't let me catch you enjoying yourself. She. Nobody would ever assign themselves blame of their own accord. Out of the way. I'm going to set the bomb.
Alright, considering the next stage is a training stage, we will just add the usual title and description of the stage, considering this one does not carry a story with it like the first one did, even though that was also very sparse, but had to add it, of course. But anyway, training stage 2, titled No Escape. Ernesto has achieved his goal, but he still needs to think of a method of escape. So we are moving on to stage DH-6, titled Hot Pursuit. It's true that Shen dislikes the city and such competitions, but it's also undeniable that she dislikes losing. That is definitely undeniable. Contestant Mizuki gave up obstructing the ambush, headed on top of the arms shop ruins where Shen and Lin are buried, halted for a moment and then vanished without a trace. All of our surveillance and drones have been unable to locate him. And of the teams at the head, Honey Summer has become the first to reach the swimming checkpoint. All the other teams up front are successfully passing through too. And as for our most arresting lung ref, Ernesto has already been toppled at the rear, and our staff have judged he's lost the ability to fight on. Shen and Lin, our two heroines, still show no sign of movement. Could this truly be where it all ends? Shen, you're kidding, right? This can't be the place, can it? Miss Hoshiguma really cares a lot about the competition. As if. She's got a ton of money riding on Shen, that's all. They've known each other for so long now, who cares whether she wins or loses a competition like this? Losing doesn't just mean something's up, and winning isn't gonna prove anything. I'm hoping she loses, really. That's the excuse I need to make fun of her. Here, Fiala, closer. Let me try this facial cream on you. I think it'll make you look great. These two are adorable together. Alright then, thank you. Suddenly, another boom resounds, coming from the screen whose shot is fixed on Ernesto's arm shop. Hold on, could it be? On screen, smoke pours forth, and out from it, pushing a bicycle, Shen and Lin Yusha emerge. Thank you. I don't know why it hangs on that scene for a second. They're out! They're out! They're finally out! Shen and Lin once again stand on the competition stage. However, the two only have one bicycle left, and the swimming checkpoint is still a distance away. And at this point, the lead pack have already started on the swim. Dulong Raf really still have a chance. Get moving. I'll run. Hop on. Don't make me repeat myself. Hop on. You're sure? I'll ride you, sort out anyone in the way. It's so beautiful. They only have one bicycle left, but Lin refuses to leave Shen behind. She's having Shen stand on her own bike's back seat, and as she cycles, Shen is ready to handle anyone with a mind to obstruct them. Two people, one single bicycle, and an act of perfect coordination to leave us all in awe. Dare I say that right now their combination is the mightiest in this whole championship. You stepped on my hair. Enemies in front, I can't help it. Can you stop twisting? Why don't you try pedaling? Shen suddenly pushes Lin Yusha's head down, narrowly avoiding a head-on collision with a tire. Lin Yusha then lifts her head back up and fiercely knocks it into Shen's face. Yusha, you... accident? Lung Wrath have broken through the final stretch at breakneck speed and reached the beach. The swimming checkpoint is right before their eyes. But the other teams clearly won't let them through that easily. A vicious beach battle is about to commence. The beach battle is about to commence, and we are about to commence into the after story. That's our team, Lungraf. If it's a fight you want, they ain't gonna disappoint. They took down all the guys that surrounded them with ease. But the teams up front have already swum more than halfway through. Will Lungraf make it? What are you looking at? Get swimming. I'm trying to figure something out. What? Now that both of us suspect Ernesto, and he's behind us, perhaps we should have prioritized taking him out. You have a point. But we aren't sure he's actually behind any of this yet. Besides, no matter who's behind it, it's clear they don't want us to win the competition. But as a goal, that's not specific enough. Right. In other words, they don't want us to get on the ship. Enough chit-chat. We're losing. Us? No way. You go on ahead. I haven't done something like this in a while. I need to prepare first. Okay. The two of them had a short discussion, and then, for one reason or another, Shen leaped into the water by herself. Meanwhile, Lin stayed behind on the beach. Looks like she's warming up and picking up sand. You already know that Lin can turn sand into glass to use as a weapon. Is she trying to build a glass bridge to cross the ocean? That would definitely be able to build a bridge with the sand here. I can't do that. But it doesn't mean I don't have my own way of doing things. This should be enough. Now, where is Shen Hu-Shi? Perfect. Go. What's this? Lin is actually running on the ocean surface. No, she isn't running. She's leaping. With the sand she collected, she synthesized glass pillars at wherever she lands to give herself her next leap. And to save on sand, she's even jumping on top of whoever happens to be nearby, using them as springboards. This is good. This is very good. Well, that's a hell of a way to cross the water. Never seen anything like it before. And this probably means that the two of them talked it over beforehand. There ain't enough springboards on in the ocean, so she would go first to have to pave the way for Lin. Sorry. The two of them once again showing just how touching their camaraderie ship is. Sorry, I cannot say these sentences with a straight face. That's quite an unexpected technique that Miss Lin is using, but I kind of doubt they agreed on it before, and thank you, Hoshiguma. True, the way Shen looked when the camera flew past her was so funny. Huh, I really didn't expect the two of them working together to be so much fun. Yep. Honey Summer is still in the lead, and contestant Jarvan is making his way toward the goal with an unstoppable momentum. The other teams are right behind them. But none of them ever expected Lin right on their tails. She blew straight past third place, and she's using our second place contestant's head as her springboard. Jarvan has noticed her, but there's nothing he can do about it. The Heartless Damsel flew right past Jarvan, and right over his head even. First place, Miss Lin is the first to make it to the goal. Team Lungraf remains at the top of the list. My, how the turntables have turned. Thank you for that sentence. Oh, come on, you're kidding me. How did they manage to win with the odds when the odds were stacked against them? That's basically cheating. What do I do now? What do you do now indeed, buddy? But anyway, this will be where we leave off for today. On the next part and the last part of this narration, we will finish off the rest of this event with a little bit of extra added lore on the side, because I remembered after I finished filming the last episode, that here in the honor showcase are a couple of pictures that we're gonna add at the end because, well, some of them are taken during scenes that we haven't seen yet and moments we haven't seen yet, so we're gonna add them as a little extra bit at the end with their text descriptions. But yeah, this would be it for today's part. Like I said, next part should be up in like 1 or 2 days as per usual, and in between, more operator records. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and you know, I hope you have a fantastic day as always, and I will see you in the next episode and video. Until then, bye bye.